The subject of your next book?
Well, my next book is a novel, and it's set on the Horn of Africa, in the Horn of Africa, which is one of my many interests. My second book was about Eritrea. And it focuses on the issue of international justice, which I think is something that has interested me as much as aid has come to interest me. I'm find it very challenging to examine what organisations like the International Criminal Court or the Court of Arbitration in The Hague, what impact their decisions have on Africa, because human rights groups tend to sort of like to believe that it's very important to end impunity, and that certain disputes can be solved in court, and international law applied to these things, and people must be held to account. And my experience is that it's much messier than that in reality. And if a court ruling on where a border lies, for example, the one between Eritrea and Ethiopia, if it's decided to run in a certain place by a court in The Hague, and that's not what the reality on the ground actually echoes, it's just not going to be observed. So then you have a very difficult situation, which is what you have at the moment with the Ethiopian troops occupying what we now know, according to a boundary commission, is Eritrean land. And I don't think that's been a good finding or a good situation for anyone. And it means that both countries are in a state of constant tension. And similarly,
two of the most stubborn governments that you could choose to pick in Africa as well.
Yes. So I think that was a real, very interesting case of where international justice has failed. Abyei in Sudan has also got a similar history of failure, where a court can't or hasn't sorted anything out. And I think to then sort of also move to the International Criminal Court in Kenya. Just this week we had 4 of the key defendants who are believed to have caused all the killings during the election, the post-election violence. That it's been confirmed that they're going to be charged and prosecuted. And it's we've got elections coming up. We don't know exactly when. 2 of these men are saying that they're still going to stand for the presidency, but they're wanted. I mean, they're going to be prosecuted by the ICC. On the one hand, you can say it's a triumph for international justice in that you commit a horrible crime, but you don't get away with it. You will be hunted down. But on the other hand, I find it really alarming to think what Kenya's going to be like in that pre-election period, with these guys who have a history of organising militias, who are accused of organising militias, with very little to lose, because if they could go down. So I find that very worrying.